Hey, my name is Teresa Sanderson. We are on day 3 of the From Startup to Profit Challenge or training. And so I'm super excited, as always, to get together with you. As you pop in to the video or the training, please feel free to let me know that you're here. Say hello. I do love to connect with you. So love, love, love that. So thank you for being here. And I'm going to get right to it. All of us, no matter where we are in the great world of entrepreneurship, we are all just kind of in this place of where we've all come from, right? And we all have different stories. So today, hello, hello. I'm seeing some wonderful messages here from people just popping in saying hello to me. I so love that. So thank you, thank you. So we all come from somewhere, right? We've got a history, we've got some baggage, we've got, some things going on that may or may not be the best of where we have come from. So today, what I want to start with is just kind of sharing with you a little bit of my own story, where I have come from, what I've been through, and what I'm looking forward to. And so, we'll see how this goes, but I think it's important for us to acknowledge that we all come from somewhere, right? So what is a part of my story? And as I tell my story, I hope you will think about what is your story, okay? What is your story, and how does that affect you even today? So for instance, I grew up in South Texas, and I was, my parents, we were definitely lower middle class. And I can remember a time when my daddy was making $2 an hour. So, and that was like, I was born in 1965. So, it is a while ago. But I was old enough, obviously, to know that he was earning that wage, right? And that made sense in my brain. So we, didn't always have the best things. We had enough, but you know what I mean? So we had that kind of, I guess, stigma kind of attached to me in my brain, not to mention we were Hispanic. And that didn't bother me. Trust me. My parents raised me to believe that I could do whatever I set my mind to. And I just love, love, love that they gave me that. But at the same time, I was an unpopular kid in school. Sometimes I was popular, sometimes I wasn't. It kind of went back and forth. I was also a little chubby as a child, and that has persisted into my adulthood. I am not one of those hard bodies that has always been out there. And so, for me, there was a social or a self-esteem kind of issue attached to that because I didn't quite fit in. I was very self-conscious about my body, that kind of thing. And so, what was my self-talk telling me? You don't look like everybody else. You're fat, you're not pretty, all of those things that go along with that, right? And so um, then something interesting happened, and it's amazing to me that this still can affect me today, is that on my 4th birthday, I remember it so clearly, but back in the day, you invited, and sometimes still today, people invite the entire class to come to the birthday party, right? So that was 30 kids for me. There were 30 kids in my 4th grade class. We invited them all, and one showed up. One showed up. And so I look back on that little girl and I remember how humiliated I was, how embarrassed I was, and how I just wanted the day, to be over. But you know what I did? I believe I learned that day to put on my best poker face and not let anybody know that it bothered me. And I've talked with my parents about it recently within the last 5, 10 years or so. And I said, did we talk about that? What did we do? Because I was sure hurting that day. I was sure hurting, but I just stuffed. I learned to stuff my feelings, stuff my emotions, put everything down there because I was so humiliated and so embarrassed. Okay. And so hurt. Oh my gosh, it hurt so bad. But my parents said, you looked like you were doing okay that day. So we just chose to keep quiet. We thought that was the best thing to do. Okay. So rather than saying, hey, honey, I know that must have been really hard for you today, and maybe putting their arm around me and giving me permission to cry, and no fault, right? No fault. We don't come with a rule book or a set of instructions, for raising children that says, hey, this is how you do it when this thing happens. So, hey there, thank you for joining me today. And so, that was a big, big deal as far as my self-esteem and that kind of thing goes. It had a really big impact on me. And I was always, from that point on, I believe I always had this idea that what looks good on the outside, if people are trying to be my friend and that kind of thing, I never really know when they may not be there, kind of thing. Do you see what I mean? So that was a really big deal for me. Also, there was this thing, and I used to love it as a kid and when I was growing up, my mom would stand in the doorway as my dad was driving me to school and she would say, do your best. Do your best. Okay. Nice comment here. That happened to my daughter when she was younger and only one person showed up. Yeah, yeah, it's a tough thing. Kids are tough, right? Kids are tough on each other. Um, but here's the deal. So my mom with that message, do your best every day, a big smile on her face, and every day I went out and I did my dadgum best, right? Every single day. That was the message. It's like, can I just do okay today? And I really didn't think about this until I was much older, within the last 10 years or so. I really began to reflect on it and just thought, it's a great message, but at the same time, it's a lot of pressure to do your best every single day, don't you think? And so I found myself as I went through. I always invite the class of all the girls. Yeah, so important. So, yeah, all of these had a gala at a birthday party. Nobody showed up. Yeah, it's so hard. So hard. Yeah, when these things happen. But anyway, the thing was that, with that message of do your best, I found myself, excuse me, my dogs are kind of wrestling below me. But as I got that message of do your best all those years in high school, I found myself taking courses like trigonometry and advanced algebras and things. And I am not a math girl, but my siblings had done it. Okay. My siblings had both excelled in high school and won this coveted Rotary Club Award. That was like a big deal back in the day. And so each of them had won that in their senior year. So I had that pressure of, hey, I'm the third in line. Is that going to continue kind of thing? And and I'm telling you this because we all come from somewhere, right? And all of these experiences affect what we are able to do today. They affect what we can do and what we free ourselves up to do because our mind, what's going on between our ears, can still hold us back. So, and then later I got married, and it was, the kind of thing I was expecting. I was pregnant before I was married, and so I had a certain amount of shame that came with that. And again, we are all different people, right? We are all different people, and so for me, that gave me a lot of shame because I grew up in the Catholic Church, and Lord knows I've always had a wealth of a wealth of good Catholic guilt, and I say that tongue in cheek. I'm a very faithful person, very spiritual person, but that along with my mom used to say something. My dear mama, didn't she have great messages? She said, marriage is a vocation. So when my marriage was failing, dang, it's even a job, right? I've never been fired from a job. So if marriage is a vocation, then how can I get out of this thing? This is terrible. I was, I had a guy who was just very absent from me, absent from the kids, didn't care, and it was a long road of pain and suffering, doing what I thought was the right thing. When ultimately, when I got out of that, I learned that my role in that bad marriage was that I was the perpetuator of a marriage that should never probably have happened. Would I have still had my child? Yes, I still would have had my child, but things could have been a lot different. But at the same time, I know that God in his wisdom, right, gives us the experiences that we need. And I am not, I am the woman I am today because of the culmination of my life experiences, right? And so are you. So what happened next to me? Okay, so after, I don't know, 15 years working as a nurse, I remarried in 2000, and my husband now, Greg, he just delivered me totally, and he was everything I prayed for, and just being married to him is so healing to me still each and every single day. But we decided at some point to start a hospice together, a hospice nursing agency taking care of the aging and dying. And we grew this hospice from $6,000 of startup money to a $3 million a year business, right? Um, all the while that was happening, my self-talk inside was saying, who the heck do you think you are to be able to do such a thing? Who do you think you are? See what I mean? So even though our hospice was the predominant hospice in the area, I was on the National Hospice Organization CEO Steering Committee. I spoke at national hospice conferences, all of these things. I still had this question in my mind: why would anybody want to listen to me? See what I mean? All of this garbage from that little girl all by herself at the birthday party. is wondering, why would anybody want to be here with me? Okay. And even as I share this with you, I'm just, it's a little emotional for sure. But so anyway, the hospice failed after a few years, which was like my ultimate, I think, personal nightmare, was that it did fail. And I was lost in depression for about 3 years and unable to work at all. Okay. So that to me was the turning point in my life. That was a turning point in my life where I got to unstuff all of the feelings that had been stuffed from my early days. Do you see what I mean? I was blessed to have major depression and not be able to work and not just keep paddling the boats that I'd tried so hard to paddle, even though they were taking on water. Do you see what I mean? Anybody ever felt like that? I was blessed to end up in that position so that I had to heal myself. I had to work it through. I had to stare at the things that were hard for me to see and really take a good hard look at those things. And I needed to love that little girl who was at the birthday party that nobody came to. And I had to talk with my parents about it, just talk about it and let them know how hurt I was. And I can weep today for that little girl who was so disappointed that day. And I can love her and I can let that memory go because that doesn't serve me. And that memory says absolutely nothing about me, right? It says nothing about me. My mama and daddy put together a nice party for me and nobody came. That was not on us, right? That was so not on us. And I'm still very, very loved. But today I know my own value and I know that my value doesn't come from anybody else outside there. It doesn't come from anything that I achieve. I was so proud in spite of, my second guessing myself when we owned the hospice. I was so proud of all of that. But at the same time, the self-talk was, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Oh, you are most welcome. I'm glad that you're here to listen to my story because it's, we all have a story that goes like that, right? I think we have the ups and the downs, and these things can hold us back. Um, so as I recovered from depression, I learned how to release a lot of things that no longer served me. Okay. A lot of things that no longer served me, like those memories of feeling less than. I'm the only one who can make me feel like that. Okay. I'm the only one. So I need to know and own my own value. And I now teach my world how to value me. Are you with me on that? And this is where I want you to be. I don't want you to think, though, that I don't work at this every single day. Okay. I have depression. And depression is a big fat liar, okay? Depression will tell me I'm less than. Depression will tell me nobody wants to hear what you've got to say. Nobody wants to know what you've got. Nobody's interested in your offerings. Depression will tell me those lies every single day, okay? And so I have to put on my armor and just go out and do it anyway, all right? Because this is what I believe in and this is who I am. And I know I have value. My God in me has given me my value, right? Just like you have yours. So, let's see, after recovering from depression after 3 years, we're almost done with my story, and thank you for bearing with me and being with me. I had several failed attempts at home-based businesses, online businesses, invested a lot of money in courses and things that just didn't really work for me, right? They just didn't really work. And so I spent a lot of money. I learned a lot. I still learned a lot. Nobody can take away knowledge, right? So I'm blessed with that knowledge today, and I can love the woman who did launch after launch after launch with nobody buying, right? And I can love that woman today who put in all of that effort and learned regardless of the outcome, because today I can enjoy some success, right? And today I can walk with you and teach you about how to be successful. And so I'm super excited about that. And the reason I'm successful today is because I know that I have my value today. My value exists as a woman, as a person, as a wife, mother, friend, daughter, sister, right? Regardless of anything else going on around me, my value exists and so does yours. I'll tell you that recently, only through some coaching that I'm in right now, I let go of one of my biggest failures of my past, and that was when the hospice failed. That was, I felt like the ultimate public humiliation was to have a big business failure. Okay. So I've been there, ladies. I want you to know that I am real. I am authentic. I will never hide anything from you about where I've been and where I'm going. Okay. But that was the biggest thing. And I realized only within the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe, that I still carried the weight of that failure on my shoulders every single day. Okay. But I've been able to release that within the last few weeks through something very, very special that I'm going to be sharing with you. This is going to lead into what we're doing on Sunday evening. So pencil in something for Sunday evening, and also next Wednesday night, we're going to be doing something really special to help you let go of your past. Okay, to help you just let go of anything that's holding you back, because this is a big, big project. We come to the table today. If we haven't done this work, this is still going to hold you back. And quite honestly, I didn't start having success until I let go of that failure 8 weeks ago. Okay. All of a sudden, it is like all of the weight that was holding me down. I'm just floating on balloons now. Okay. And so this is really, really important work that I want to take you through. And so my dear friend Anne Stark Hummeldorf is going to be presenting to us on Sunday evening at, I believe it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and also next Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, to teach us how to let go of our past and those things that are holding us back. So I hope you will plan on joining us for that. I am also going to have a post that goes along with this later today. I will get that out to you. But I want you to think about, and I want you to share some comments about what is holding you back. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to release so that you can step forward into your best future? Okay. All of these things can hold you back and hold you captive. And you know what? We're not designed for that. We're designed for abundance. We're created for abundance. You know, Jesus said, I am come that they have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Boom, that's for you. Okay. Boom, that's for me. That's for all of us. So thank you for tuning in today. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I believe what I'm going to start doing tomorrow is probably putting all of the videos, the live videos, out on YouTube, and then just putting the link in the Facebook group so things don't get so chaotic. Unless you have a version of that and you'd like to still have these in both places. I can certainly still do that. But thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would love to have you subscribe there. And be sure to, oops, wrong one. Be sure to click on notifications on the YouTube channel so that you always get notified when I'm going live or have something new. And if you are not yet in my group yet, where we are doing the 90-day training from startup to profit, there is the name of the group to check out on Facebook, where you can join for free and get this awesome, amazing training for the next 90 days. Thank you, thank you, thank you all for being with me today. God bless you. Please share your story with me. I so long to hear from you. Bye-bye now.